5 on Your Side at 10 starts now.
After months of dry weather, a big pattern change arrives this weekend. Moisture in from the south, a cold front from the west. That means scattered showers and storms for us on Saturday. I've got your full forecast coming up.
St. Louis restaurants battling a downtown downturn.
We have way more good days than we do bad.
Their recipe to cook up some business. Our top story, a Metro East man accused of stabbing his girlfriend to death. Tonight, the claims his confession was ignored.
He dropped the ball.
5 on Your Side starts now with breaking news.
We begin tonight. We're following 3 breaking news stories right now at 10. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. We start in the Bevo neighborhood in South St. Louis, where police are on the scene of a double shooting where one person has died. This happened on Ridgewood Avenue near Itasca. We are told another victim was taken to the hospital. No word on what led to the shooting or if there have been any arrests.
More breaking news tonight in South St. Louis. A child rushed to the hospital with serious injuries after being hit outside a Schnuck store. This happened about an hour ago at the intersection of Hampton and Gravois in Princeton Heights. By the time our crews arrived, police and emergency crews had left the scene. We are still working right now to get you more information.
And breaking news tonight in Baldwin. A woman is being treated for serious injuries after being hit by a car. This happened about 3 hours ago near the intersection of Birchwood Drive and Manchester Road. Our story desk is making calls to Baldwin Police to get more information. We'll share it as soon as we hear back. Well, we will keep you updated on all this breaking news overnight on KSDK.com and the 5 on Your Side mobile app. You can also stay up to date with free 5+ streaming app.
Back to our other top story. An East St. Louis police officer is now on administrative leave. Officials say he did nothing after a man confessed to him that he killed his girlfriend.
The deadly violence happened last month inside the victim's apartment. One of her devastated family members is talking tonight only to 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend.
Kelly and my Shanika Barby's cousin tells me he and their family right now are riding an emotional roller coaster. They cannot believe she was suddenly killed, and the suspect, whom we're told confessed to the crime, was ignored by an East St. Louis police officer.
Shanika was a ball of joy.
That's how Jacob Jenkins remembers his cousin, 38-year-old Shanika Barbie. He says behind her warm smile was a big-hearted mom who especially treasured her 15, 17, and 23-year-old sons.
She loved her kids and she loved her family.
A close-knit family, now heartbroken.
A lot of us were just in shock.
According to court documents, on September 23rd, Barbie was stabbed to death inside her upstairs apartment. Illinois State Police and East St. Louis Police discovered her body on September 27th. 5 on Your Side has learned during that 4-day window, Jamal Wilson walked inside the East St. Louis Police Department and admitted to killing Barbie. Jacob Jenkins says his cousin and Wilson were in a relationship.
He went to the police station and he did confess.
But an official close to the investigation said the officer never reported Wilson's confession.
We're angry that we have a cousin, a sister, a mother that was murdered. We are angry because there is a systematic failure that has added and compounded our pain.
I don't see her many times walk in and out of there.
This Metro East man has friends who live in Barbie's neighborhood.
It would have been solved immediately. Yes. But he dropped the ball.
The East St. Louis Assistant Police Chief says police were alerted after Barbie's family and friends reached out with their concerns. Prosecutors charged Wilson with first-degree murder.
We are just working on healing. We just hope that justice will prevail.
Wilson remains in the St. Clair County Jail. The East St. Louis Assistant Police Chief tells us the officer at the center of this case has been with the department for 3 years. Again, he is now on administrative leave.
Just hours ago, family and friends gathered to remember a young woman police say was shot and killed while trying to escape her boyfriend. A balloon release was held for Trinity Staton. She was shot and killed early Tuesday morning while trying to get into a lift outside a North City gas station. Staton's family is now searching for the Lyft driver who tried to save her.
I thank you so much. If I can meet you, if it's ever a day that I can meet you, I just want to hug you and say thank you so much because you could have left her.
Statton's boyfriend, Jeremy Northcross, is charged with first-degree murder. He's being held in jail with no bond.
And the tragic murders of these women come during National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And that's why buildings and landmarks throughout St. Louis are lit up in purple tonight. Purina is leading the charge through its Purple Leash Project, which helps make women's shelters more pet-friendly. The 5th Annual Domestic Violence Awareness Rally and Walk will be held Saturday at 10 a.m. in the Grove neighborhood. If you or someone you know is in need of help, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. The number is 800-799-7233.
Well, it's all quiet on another unseasonably warm October night, but big changes are coming within the next 36 hours, and that's prompting a weather impact alert for this weekend. Meteorologist Lance Blocker is tracking the timing of our first severe weather threat in quite some time. Lance?
Yeah, Mike, we've been watching this cold front. You can see it well off to our west. Already has showers and storms out ahead of it. That's going to slowly inch eastward into our region as we reach into Saturday. Storm Prediction Center has issued a level 2 risk of severe weather down to the south. That's the slight, or that's the yellow shaded area that categorizes as slight. Green shaded area to the north. That means more scattered severe storms possible south, more isolated severe storms possible north. Main threats being damaging wind gusts and large hail. Also can't rule out potentially a brief spin up tornado. Again, that's on Saturday. In the meantime, for us here right now, things are nice and quiet. Temperatures in the mid 70s, mostly clear for us. A few clouds will roll through the region overnight tonight. Tomorrow, we'll wake up to a partly cloudy sky. Should be a nice day. Temperatures in the mid 80s as we reach the afternoon hours. Gusty winds, though. Winds out of the south up to 15 miles per hour. That's going to bring the moisture back into our region by Saturday. That's what's going to help spark those showers and storms. I'll detail that out coming up.
And we'll keep you up to date on this weekend's weather impact alert, both on air and on our 5+ streaming app. That app is free to download and to watch on your Roku, Apple Fire, Samsung, and LG TV. You can also text the word weather to 314-425-5355. We'll send the forecast straight to your phone.
It is day 16 of the government shutdown with no end in sight. Today, the Senate Democrats blocked the Republicans' temporary funding bill for the 10th time. There are no plans for a vote tomorrow, meaning the government shutdown will continue into next week. The shutdown is starting to have real impacts on Missouri families who rely on food stamps. The Missouri Department of Social Services has posted on its website the federal government is temporarily suspending SNAP benefits for November. The program is 100% federally funded. The state will still process applications and mid-certifications. From crime to less foot traffic, it has been a tough year for some restaurants in downtown St. Louis.
Some have shut their doors, others continue to struggle. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski is live tonight with the hope that Downtown Restaurant Week will cook up some business. Laura.
Mike and Kelly, I talked with 2 local restaurant owners who say despite these difficulties, they love this city, and events like this, like Restaurant Week, really show how strong the community is. Bringing people together with food is something that doesn't have to wait until the holidays. Winnie's Wine Bar owner Jason Arnold says it's their first downtown St. Louis Restaurant Week since they opened in 2022.
I think the St. Louis restaurant scene has been underappreciated for so long. So it's nice to see not only the restaurants that are being developed outside the city, but there's always been a great core of restaurants in downtown St. Louis.
Kurt Weigel from Greater St. Louis Inc. says the whole goal of Restaurant Week is to lift up our St. Louis restaurants with love from the community.
What I love about restaurateurs as a group, particularly our downtown, is that they've really got guts, you know, because they've been through it with COVID and all the things that they've had to live through over the last 5-8 years. And they just stick to it.
Corey James, owner of Buddy's Downtown, says they've certainly had their fair share of challenges with thefts and destruction of property.
We have way more good days than we do bad. And I think that's what keeps us going. Also, the organizations downtown, from grant programs to assistance in breaking broken glass. Laclede Landing has a program that's helping us out. We've got a lot of programs in the city that I'm fortunate enough that organizers have come to us and said, hey, we have these programs, let's keep you going.
And this Restaurant Week is a full circle moment for them.
We opened Buddy's exactly a year ago, and we opened it on Restaurant Week. So it was a great way to expose everyone to what food and drinks we offer. And so a year later to, one, still be around downtown and thriving, we're happy to offer more.
James and Arnold say they love the city and what they've created, but they couldn't do it without you, the customers.
As long as people continue to dine out, especially the local independently owned restaurants, I think we have a great future.
Downtown Restaurant Week starts on October 20th and goes through the 26th. They have more than 30 restaurants featured. Reporting live downtown with photojournalist Sam Belk, I'm Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
A new meaning to homeschooling.
We need to be more than a high school.
The new life for a South City high school, unlocking opportunity and a brighter future for its neighbors. Burning garbage. The explosive scene along a local highway where firefighters put out the trash.
Saturday is a weather impact alert day. Could bring some strong storms. Definitely will bring some beneficial rainfall. Coming up next, we'll talk about our forecast for Saturday.
It began as another story of a school about to close its doors and a neighborhood about to lose a little more of its heart.
But the people of St. Mary's prove that faith, when it's tested, can build more than walls. Tonight, our Mark Maxwell shares a lesson in determination in Dutchtown.
Some schools teach math. This one teaches miracles. Faith once built these walls, but doubt crept in.
And they rolled their eyes at me. They didn't think there was a chance at all that we could do this.
Mike England remembers the day the lights nearly went out.
When the Archdiocese announced that they were going to close us, it was a death blow to this neighborhood.
That's when he whispered the same 3 words over and over to anyone who'd listen.
This can work. This can work.
And work it did.
When we stood up and said,
we are now 100% independent and on our own.
And fought and succeeded and stayed open, it said to the community, we just got to fight.
St. Mary's kept its lights on, and from that stubborn glow came another spark.
We need to be more than a high school.
Now, in these old green lockered halls, students enter doorways, listen, and learn. But behind this door, lessons are louder. Hammers, saws, and hope.
So we acquired this property.
A St. Joseph's Housing Initiative turning blight into belonging.
This has taken about 12 months. This house was falling apart on the inside. So there was the cabinets falling off the walls. There were holes in the ceiling, which rotted the joists.
Most people see a boarded up window and turn away. Christy McCutcheon sees a family eating dinner by that window. Out-of-town investors sit on some vacant properties in Dutchtown, hoping the tide will turn and they can cash in.
We lose money on every property that we rehab.
Here, some things matter more than profit.
We call it giving the house a new life.
Just down the street, something beautiful was in bloom.
Tomatoes, peppers, kale. That's a little strawberry patch right there.
Dallas Adams was a young mother renting an apartment when a breakup disrupted her life. She needed a new place for her and her little girl to stay.
Making that life transition, the garden really was my space to ground, literally, because it showed me when you garden, you grow things from seed, you understand the cycle of life a little bit more.
She moved here a renter, hoping to put down roots. Every time she reached for the handle, the door slipped away.
I got outbid by an investor in California who outbid $80,000 above me, no inspection, sight unseen.
While hope wore thin,
it feels very hopeless.
Faith was hard at work.
When I sat down and I journaled and I prayed about the type of house I wanted, it was amazing that many of the things I put on there were already here. So I knew I was home.
The housing nonprofit unlocked doors that had been closed for generations.
I am the first homeowner in my family. I come from a family of renters. So in my immediate family, I was the first person to own a home, and I owned it by myself.
That new foundation became her springboard to eventually run for local office on a platform of affordable housing.
Everybody should be empowered and have the resources they need to plant roots, because that's how a neighborhood thrives. Neighborhoods don't thrive when people leave every 2 years.
She didn't win that election. She won something sturdier. When the market said Dallas couldn't buy a home, she fought for her dream. When the Archdiocese said St. Mary's would close, Mike England fought for his school. They were on different paths and different blocks, but learning the same lesson, that faith, like a seed, can grow anywhere, even here in Dutchtown. Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Since that fight to stay open, St. Mary's and St. Joseph's Housing Initiative have renovated 15 homes for first-time buyers. Those families have built more than $300,000 in equity, and students there are earning credits towards union apprenticeships.
Cleanups underway tonight on a grain silo collapse in northeast Illinois. Dramatic video showed workers running for safety as the massive structure tumbled, snapping power lines and causing a metric ton of soybeans to pour out. The collapse happened yesterday in the town of Marenton. That's located about 90 minutes south of Chicago. Crews had noticed a crack in the structure and decided to move the soybeans to another silo.
By moving the beans, we believe, and the vibrations and stuff, started the silo cracking a little bit more. So then we started moving personnel back. Within a matter of minutes, it collapsed.
God had his hands over us, that no one got injured.
It is a miracle. Well, the cause of the collapse is still under investigation. Structural engineers are now on the site assessing the structure. The collapse knocked out power to most of the town and has since been restored.
That is a dump truck fire right there.
Scary moments this morning in Sunset Hills. A local photographer was getting video of a garbage truck on fire when there was a loud explosion. This happened just after 11:30 this morning at the Lindbergh exit off I-44. Firefighters were able to put the fire out. No one was hurt. The cause still under investigation.
Meteorologist Lance Blocker here with the weather impact forecast, and we do have a weather impact day for Saturday.
Right.
Expecting a lot of rain.
Yeah, that's the good news. A lot of rain and widespread too. So we definitely could use it out there. It's been dry, of course, for the last few months, really. A warm breeze for us tomorrow. Nice conditions, though. Temperatures warming into the low to mid 80s tomorrow afternoon. But, of course, the more impactful weather, that'll be this Saturday. Scattered showers and storms, some possibly severe between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. The primary threats will be damaging wind gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour, perhaps a brief tornado, though that threat is very, very low. So if you have plans to be outside on Saturday, of course, keep all of that in mind as they should be impacting your weather there. All right, so this is the overall setup right now. Of course, we are nice and quiet here, but as you look out to the west, there's the cold front. The reason I'm showing you this is because forecast models can now ingest where that rain is, which gives us a little bit more confidence as we move through the day on Saturday, where it will be and what the impacts will be for our area. As we start out the day Saturday morning, this is 7 a.m. Everything is quiet except for the northwest where there's scattered showers and storms. As we move through the morning hours, and that's the important note, the rain begins to move in northwest to southeast. That means that the atmosphere above us won't have much of a chance to destabilize. So we're expecting to see the severe threat mainly stay down to the south, though this could be adjusted as we move through the next 24 to 48 hours. As we move through the day, though, scattered showers and storms continue. Can't rule out a few isolated strong to severe storms mixing in with this batch now as we move through the early afternoon. Then finally through the evening, this is by 4:30, rain begins to taper off west to east across the area. The best location, the most likely location for severe weather will be down to the south in this yellow shaded area. That's a level 2 out of 5 risk. So maybe scattered severe storms here, more isolated in nature to the north. And again, the primary threat will be the damaging wind gusts. This is the great news out of this system. Widespread beneficial rainfall, upwards of 3/4 of an inch to an inch to even a few locations, 1.5 inches. I somewhat lowered these numbers a little bit because I think this is more likely, the more likely scenario for us. Higher totals in locations that receive repeat thunderstorms through the afternoon on Saturday. The other big change with this, we go from 85 tomorrow, upper 70s for us on Saturday, then fall comes in quick, fast, and in a hurry next week. High temperatures in the 60s and 70s.
All right, well, that's a little bit more October-like.
That's exactly right.
Lance, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Mike, you have to stick around to see a superstar in the making at East St. Louis. Playoff series in baseball, and what are the Blues thinking nowadays? We'll be right back. Tony La Russa in 2011 yelled at reporters and walked out of a press conference. He famously said about his slumping team, "It's the first week of the season." That's what the Blues could be yelling now. Still, they didn't expect this beginning. Outscored 13-3 in those 2 home games. Their next 3 are also at home, and 5 of the remaining 7 games this month. So what's the fix? The answers didn't come easy at first, but eventually it comes down to them.
It's a fair question. It's been only 2 games, and we have we need to clean up a lot of things with our habits and details and tracking and puck play and willingness to compete for one another. I think it just starts with that.
Game 3, NLCS in Dodger Stadium, and the former Cardinal Tommy Edman delivers again. That base hit plated Will Smith with the game winner. Dodgers roll 3-1. They're up 3-0 in the series. Game 4, the ALCS. The Blue Jays and Mariners, and the story was Max Scherzer, the pride of Parkway Central, 41 years old. He went 5 2/3 innings, struck out 5. Toronto leads it 8-2 in the 9th inning. A battle for first place in the Atlantic 10 tonight as SLU hosted Dayton, and unfortunately, it was all Flyers. They win the game 2-0. Sports Plus will be fun Sunday. Cam Jansen in studio talking hockey, and Ron Jacober on the famous interview with Harry Carey after the firing. And our feature is on arguably the greatest chess player of all time, Garry Kasparov, who was born to play this game.
I was built for chess. I mean, mentally built for chess. It's probably an element of luck that at age 5 or 6 I discovered the game that such was a perfect fit for my ability to analyze, comprehend, calculate.
John Merritt and DeSmet at Cardinal Ritter tonight. What a game. Second drive for the Lions, leading 8-0, and Manny Ellis is going to carry this one untouched. 72 yards for the touchdown. He goes over 1,000 in his career. The Lions led it 22-10 after a Cardinal Ritter fumble. Cam Sharp finds the lane, runs to it, 33 yards for the touchdown. Get this, Ritter wins 66-47. So every once in a while, when we do a feature on a high school player, I think to myself, that athlete will be a pro one day. Here's the Myson Johnson Cook story, the next big thing at East St. Louis. He's just different. Let's begin with desire.
I feel like I want to be the greatest version of myself so I could succeed in the league.
The league he's talking about is the NFL. Sounds like a pipe dream for a high school junior to say this, but it's not preposterous. You see, Myson Johnson Cook is 6'3", 225 pounds, and he runs a 4.39 40-yard dash. So fittingly, his hero in the league is
Derrick Henry, for sure. Derrick Henry, because he's still got the same size as me. Big backs.
And here goes Henry. Quiet in the second half. Not anymore. Henry, another touchdown.
And because of this rare blend of size, speed, and power, Myson is attracting attention all over America. 50 college offers already, with Mizzou and Coach Drinkwitz and running backs coach Curtis Looper, one of the early leaders.
They down to earth. Like, they gonna keep it real with you, you know what I'm saying? They cool people, you know what I'm saying? Them is definitely one of the coaches that it just feel natural, you know what I'm saying? You ever had a conversation with somebody and just, it just flows? It's just kind of like them, you know what I'm saying? They treat me like family.
His family now is Coach Darren Sunken, who's seen a few good players over the years.
It's a game breaker. He can change the complexion of a ball game with just one carry.
Remember the name, Myson Johnson Cook. He's the kid who really wants to be great.
Me being great is definitely high on my list. I have to be good.
It's just unbelievable. A high school junior with that type of size and speed and agility. Wow.
It'll be another one of these stories, Frank, that you're covering 10 years from now.
I was
and
thinking
you're
of that
still doing
too, 10 years.
Gosh,
He'll be in the NFL.
Thanks, Frank. An endless two-ply supply, the new role, wiping away a bathroom worry.
It's Throwback Thursday on the 5+ streaming app at 10:30. You can go back to January 1985 for KSDK Eyewitness News at 6.
Were you here in 85?
I was, but not in January. You can watch for free on your Roku, Apple, Fire, Samsung, or LG TV.
All right, check this out. We all know running out of toilet paper can stink. Now Charmin has a solution. The Forever Roll is now on sale at Walmart, Target, and Amazon.
It's 1,700 sheets of 2-ply ultra soft tissue, and it's meant to last up to a month. That's based on a 2-person household. A $40 starter kit comes with 2 12-inch rolls and a special holder to handle the oversized load. Okay. We have another check of our weather impact alert, which is going to happen on Saturday.
That's right. But the good news is, again, we get widespread rain. Check it out there. Scattered showers and storms likely first half of the day, dissipating late in the afternoon. But welcoming in fall temperatures, 60s and 70s all next week. It's going to feel very nice outside. So, like I said, the big deal is we're finally getting some rain. We'll be with you, of course, all day on Saturday should we see any severe weather.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis, beginning at 5 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.